What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you a fun update about the Mythic Path system in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. So first things first, going to try to do this as spoilery free as possible as the game is still in beta, of course, and moreover, a lot of this actually ties into the main story of the game, so keep in mind I'm just talking the system itself, not necessarily individual things you need to do to get each individual Mythic Path, things like that. Just kind of talking about the broad system. First couple of things. One, what is a Mythic Path, right? So, Mythic Paths are a separate progression system from your character's level. They are a form of ascension into a higher being of sorts. Not necessarily a higher being, but, something more powerful than your average mortal would ever be. These include things like demons, angels, tricksters, a lich, a swarm that walks, a gold dragon even. In addition to being a separate progression path, you might wonder, well, how do I level this thing up? Well, first of all, you have to unlock it through the story. Then, afterwards, it is a milestone system, which basically means that in total, there are 10 ranks of each mythic path, which will be unlocked as you hit story beats throughout the story. So, basically, just whenever you progress to a certain point, you will earn a mythic rank, at which point you'll be able to then level your mythic path up. With those things out of the way, let's talk more in depth about how this system actually works. So you won't have access to it until you reach a certain point in the story, in which your character will absorb a great deal of power. Now, this in and of itself does not qualify as a mythic path. What this does is qualify you as a mythic hero, which is basically a mythic person who's just legendary in general. They're stronger than your average person, but they're not necessarily focused on any particular path, such as, again, a lich or an angel or a demon. Mythic hero is basically the default. Now, once your character absorbs this power, you can't really do anything with it, like I mentioned. It doesn't set you on a mythic path. You're going to do this for 2 ranks. So you'll get the mythic status. You'll do that for the first rank when you get it, of course. You'll get 1 more rank after that as a mythic hero. And then on the 3rd rank, you'll do another big story beat that is much bigger, in which the 3rd rank will actually cause you to pick a mythic path. Now, you might be thinking it's as simple as easy as just picking something. Well, that's incorrect. So throughout the story, and replacing the required alignment choices from Pathfinder Kingmaker, are the required mythic path choices. So in the first couple chapters of the game, you can pick these pretty much any time they come up. There will be choices in conversations and as things happen where you can pick what would be a mythic angel option or a mythic demon option. If you find them, other mythic options such as Aeon or again Trickster or some of the others that I've mentioned. This is important because in order for you to pick that as a mythic path, you have to have encountered that power up to this point in the story, meaning that some mythic paths will require you to do some searching, because in order for you to choose it, you have to have encountered it. So for instance, in order to unlock the Lich path, you have to find a Lich and know that that is an option. Now, several of these, 4 or 5 of them, you'll encounter literally just by going into the story, just the story will encounter several. However, there are a few that are much more hidden. I still honestly don't know how to find the swarm that walks mythic path. Playing around, I'm sure I'll find it eventually, but just mentioning, I haven't found that one yet. Carrying on with my explanation, once you hit rank 3, you will be given the choice of a mythic path between the mythic paths you have encountered up to this point. Now, I think given the nature of the game, Wrath of the Righteous, Angel and Demon are kind of the iconic ones, but as I mentioned, there are many others. Once you pick your actual mythic path, this is where things diverge greatly. So the mythic path of an angel is going to be very different from the mythic path of a demon, just in terms of the various powers you're going to be getting. As a mythic hero, you do get a lot of baseline stuff. There is a lot of mythic feats that you can pick from each even rank, I believe it is, and then you get to pick a mythic ability, I believe it's every odd rank. And these abilities and feats are just greatly stronger than your regular feats and abilities. Everybody gets those, but the actual mythic paths are where things start to diverge, because obviously a demon isn't going to have the same talents and powers as an angel. Now, I've messed around with the demon one quite a bit. Each rank you get to summon a brand new type of more powerful demon. I've heard the Lich can actually turn boss fights into undead minions to serve as companions. So just wild stuff like that. But we're not going into what each and every single mythic path can do for you. Again, just trying to explain the system in broad strokes, because again, this is a beta, so a lot of this is subject to change anyway as far as like the individual details go. Now, after rank 3, and you've chosen a mythic path, from what I understand, you are not actually 100% tied to it. Apparently there is a confirmation step that kind of comes in after you like mess around with the ranks a little bit, where it's possible to set yourself on another mythic path or just reject the one you chose at any rate, which from what I understand defaults you to a mythic hero. Again, a lot of that's subject to change. The exact details are a little hazy, but that's the general gist of it. But I will say that from my encounters with the system, it's really fun. It makes you feel very strong, and it doesn't affect just your regular character. Your companions will become mythic companions. So just like you will be gaining mythic ranks, so will your companions. The difference is they won't get a mythic path. They will basically be a mythic hero, just minus the hero title. It's called a mythic companion, but it's basically the same thing as a mythic hero. Whereas they got the mythic power from the event. However, they just don't ever get to specialize into a path like you do. But it does make them also very strong. So, there you go guys, there is an overview of the Mythic Path system in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it answered some questions for you guys, and most importantly gives you a sneak peek at the system. I hope to be talking more about it in the future, but honestly, just thank you guys so much for watching. May you wander in wisdom, and have an amazing day.